Alright, so here on both sides, I want to just mark this out where I want to cut these holes at here. Now this hole here ain't gonna really matter, but when I go on the other side, I want to measure and get this centered right where I want it. So let me come through and cut this out real quick. Should punch right through there. Alright, so then I'm going to come through and I'm going to measure. I'm going to measure where I want these holes to be here. Alright, so I did the same thing. I used the cardboard to mark out the hole. Alright, so then I got the ring. And all I need for that to do is sit on the outside there. And then once I get that glued in, this will sit in here like so. And then this should sit in here like so. Alright, so I'm going to have to put one more because I want this flush, so I'm gonna have to cut 2 more rings. And how I check that, and sometimes I have to grind down some, but that's way too thick. So either I'm gonna split wood in half, or I could take it look like I can take me some old stir sticks that I got and glue them, and then cut off the extra. Just break it, glue all the way around, so that'll be thick enough right there. All right, then I come in and I glue both of them down, just like I did the 6x9s. All right, guys, so I started these here where the deck is, where these holes was cut out in the trunk. I mean, on that back deck lid already. So this is 8 inches. So I'm hoping when I come over here that this is 8 inches too. Yes, sir, 8 inches. All right. So now that I got that figured out, that those are both 8 inches. So what I want to do here is come in and I measure from this corner, and this is 7.5. All right, so then when I come over on this other one, I want this other one to be 7.5 too. All right, so that's off just a little bit there. All right, 7.5. Then this one needs to be about 7.5. All right, so this one is good here. The only thing, I'm gonna have to cut some more of this off over here, because this is off just a little bit. All right, so then I'm gonna mark this up. And I just want this marked up where I just know where this sits. It's not really a big deal. I'm not gonna cut this. I'm not really cutting any of this. But I just want to know where these are sitting here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to mark these up. All right, so that looks good to me. So this one is good. On this end, I need to cut this, so I'm gonna write that down so I just remember to cut it there. All right. So then, for my 5s, they still gluing, but I want to see. I want these to be about 4 inches from where these end at. All right. So I'm gonna wait till that finished gluing, but I want to measure the distance from this to my 5 inch mid-range and tweeters here, and then I got to cut out a small little box for my tweeters there. So a 1/2 inch there, and a 1/2 inch here, and that's going to sit down perfectly in there. All right. So if I come a 1/2 inch off of here, which is right here, I can press this down. You know, this is not the circle I want to cut out. I just want to get this centered. Alright, so then if I come a 1/2 inch off of there, then if I give myself three-quarters of an inch off of here, then that'll put my next circle right here. Alright. So if my next circle is here, then I want to just come a 1/2 inch off of here. And then square this up. Alright, so when I come here, so then I want to come a 1/2 inch . Half inch off of there. So that's going to sit that right there and right there. So then I can come in and mark this up. Now I want to sit this in here and just cut out the center. Sit this in here. So I'm on, that's not exactly right. That looks better. Alright, so I want to cut this, cut, cut. Alright, so now I got both of them out. I mean, both of them cut out where that'll go in there now. So then it's enough room too on the back to screw that into place, guys. Alright, so Now I'm gonna just cut this out. But I want to round the edges. I want to round the edges. I don't want it square like that, guys. So, alright guys, so let me show you here. I did 4 inches. Let me come back here. I did 4 inches from the line here to the line here, then 4 inches from the line here to the line there. So these are gonna sit right there, all right, at the end of 4 inches. But now I want to get these centered up. So how I'm gonna center these, I measured across and it's 13 inches. So I went 6.5, 6.5. All right, so then I'm gonna come in with my straight edge. Oh, this thing done put in some work for me, boy, I tell you. Years and years, this thing will put in some work for me. Use it all the time. Alright, so I'm gonna just straight edge this across. Alright. So then that's gonna give me my center of where this needs to be. So now I could put that there. Now I can eyeball this, but what I'm gonna do, my hole ain't perfectly round here, but I can still use it. So really, if I go 5 inches here, all right, that's gonna be, it's gonna be right about where I need it to be, right here. Then I want to cut this out. Same thing on this other side. Alright guys, so I don't know if this is all things Buick, all things woodshop, all things stereo audio. Alright, but I got 2 inches and 1/8. So I come here and this is 1 inch and a half. Just do 3/4 of an inch high. All right. So I got to measure off me some wood stilts to sit this up, to get this up to level where I want it. All right. So I'm gonna set these up like so. And I'm gonna glue them in place. So then I'll measure. I want this about 2 inches from the end. So that's good there. So that's good. Alright, so I'm going to let this glue. I come in and I'm going to put the glue on the top here where all of this will be gluing. Alright, so guys, so to put these tweeters in place, I'm going to sit these in here like this. So now I want to see how high this piece of wood need to be. Just around 2 inches. Alright, so I want to put a slight angle on this. Alright guys, just so you see here, I'm going to mark this so I know where I want this to sit at. So that's fine right there. Alright, so I want to hold this in place the best I can. So then I just want to glue these in place.